They say you're not good enough, lack extracurriculars, play tennis like a beginner, and your grades make us want to cry. These are the ultimate standards for elite status. Well, folks, let's take a look. The scam turned promise, jokes religion, students jeering. Reed couldn't help but ask Bartleby, "Do you even know what you're doing?" "He tricked a bunch of kids into a school that doesn't exist." Bartleby whispered back, "I just can't say it out loud," he said, seeing the look in those kids' eyes. They've already been rejected by the world once, and he didn't want to be the second no. Those gentlemen crowded around like they were at a sale, too eager to not want to. Then, the bookstore is just over there. Time to pick classes. Bartleby stayed cool, thinking on his feet, his school in cahoots with the devil. Textbooks are available online shopping style. As for course selection, he extended the excuse no worries folks. This online scam-turned-comedy show has attracted quite a few real students. Bartleby was being pushed into the limelight. Not just a con artist, but a beacon of hope for the rejected. He decided to do some undercover work to see how the mainstream colleges operate. At Ham's school, the admissions advisors were more enthusiastic than a kid with a new toy, sharing the school's vision, proudly boasting about the ironclad courses, beautifully structured. Bartleby was over there hesitating and basically tying himself in knots when asked if he'd considered transferring. He pointed in a random direction, mumbling something about needing air, and was out there like a fleeing chicken. Stepping into the economics class, he saw a strict schedule, a stuffy professor, and students with the kind of stress you could cut with a knife. He bumped into Monica, a ninth grader who was not happy with the constraints on learning. She wanted to learn photography, but school was like, nope, only for journalism and art majors. Her teacher was like, don't bother. Those classes won't even give you credits. Her tone oozed exasperation, and Bartleby thought, can you believe this nonsense? Monica was super into ancient Roman history, saying goodbye to Bartleby as she left. The buzzing students made him wonder, so, this is college. Lisa joked back, what did you think? The renaissance of the human spirit? America's education has been stuck in the mud, and the real issue. Everyone forgot the basics. It should be a service industry. Schools should serve the students, Bartleby thought. And these young folks paying to take classes, they totally deserve to be treated wrongly. The dads weren't escaping, they were seeking experiences. Traditional colleges lost that long ago. Bartleby asked, what kind of experience? Lucy replied, I don't know, maybe ask the students. The next day, he gathered all the students and asked an unprecedented question. What do you want to learn? Learn what? Confusion ensued, then excitement burst forth. Some wanted to learn how to woo girls, others wanted to rock out, some were into fashion, and a few wanted to learn how to use telekinesis to find lost things. Every quirky response found its place on the blackboard, slowly crafting a brand new curriculum. Bartleby whipped out some cash to buy all sorts of learning supplies. Harmon was nothing like traditional college. No fixed professors, no exams, and no must-read textbooks. Here, students became the teachers. The vibe was free and creative. Conditions may have been rough, but student enthusiasm and thirst for learning soared. They were discussing philosophy by the pool, exploring physical laws in the pipes, and debating politics at the diner. Lucy, the once stuffy professor, was slowly getting swept up in this vibe. Teaching in a course called Stop Talking Nonsense, he shared his unique views on life and education. Learning is all about focus. You've got to fling open the doors to life. Bartleby was truly becoming a leader. These people were learning and growing here, maybe not in the traditional sense, but it was real. Meanwhile, Dean Van Horn at Harmon College was plotting an expansion. He believed a college's prestige was not about how many students it admits, but how many it rejects. The lower the admission rate, the higher the bar. Harmon College's issue, student numbers left Yale, Princeton, even Stanford. It wasn't due to inadequate recruitment efforts, but rather because they simply didn't have enough space. The entrance lacked any sense of grandeur. Van Horn announced that everything was about to change. Harmon College would get a fancy new entrance road symbolizing prestige and exclusivity. Named after him, it would symbolize the nobility of academia while visually separating knowledge from materialism. Ann Ambrose, as the fraternity president, was appointed to oversee this fantastical expansion. He asked Bartleby if he knew who the property owner was, and Bartleby replied, "The tenant here has absolutely no intention to transfer, and so, politely yet firmly, he was sent packing away."